In between the symbolic and the romantic is the classical, whose architectural paradigm is, of course, the Greek temple. Hegel understands the Greek temple, first of all, as a harmonious relation between form and function. Think of it this way. The symbolic for Hegel really is pre-functional. There's no real reason for the pyramids. Of course, we know that there were tombs of the pharaohs, but there's no function in terms of the spirit. Where in the Gothic cathedral, it is, we could say, post-functional. Its use doesn't really matter. It's more this dematerialized representation of a conceptual realm. But in the classic Greek temple, function and form are exquisitely coordinated. Its function is to house a god, but more important, its function is to show forth the spirit in the object. In the Romantic period, spirit has almost left the object. In the symbolic period, spirit is outside the object and the object is pointing to it. In the classical period, spirit shows forth from within the object. Now, it may be easier to understand this if we think of classical sculpture, which is really the paradigmatic classical art form for Hegel. The Greeks used the human form, they idealized the human form so that the spirit shows forth in the human form. And this is the paradigm. So if you think about the way a classical building does that, it takes its parts, which are very distinct different parts, the column, the entablature, the joint between the column and the entablature. It shows forth the parts as differences, but the differences are all coordinated by a single idea of a whole that brings all the differences together. So this is how we can see the holism of the spirit shining forth through the different parts of the classical temple, and that's really its function. And so its form and its function are exquisitely coordinated into this unity.